Welcome everyone. Let's dive right in. Sejal?
Okay, so I've been working on the user profile pages, and lately I was working on converting the Rails view, that is converting ERB to React, and I have achieved some of it. And then there was some like latency issues in the data calculation part of the contribution stats. So now we are like putting that into React, like making using basically Flux library for having a synchronous request made to the server, and then so basically making the latency go away, and that's what I've been working on. That's about it from my side.
And more importantly, it's going to lay the groundwork so that we can add some visualizations.
Yeah, so that yes, I've been working on Vega.js, and that will be that will be very easy to integrate with React, and that's also why we are shifting to React.
Great. Mike?
Hey all. I just got back in the States and I had a chance to take a look at the code in depth. And I was trying to begin, but I'm still a little, I guess, unfamiliar with the code base as far as um, how things are laid out, because I guess I haven't really worked on the front end much with all the divs and everything. So I actually messaged Patrick if we could pair program, because he suggested last week that we could, but I haven't heard back from him. I guess he's probably busy right now. So yeah, maybe you or him will get back to me afterwards.
Yeah, remind me what story you're working on. This is the one with the adding new data to the list of courses?
Exactly. This is the campaign course list. Should include the institution term for each course.
Yeah. We could pair right after this if you want.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll give my quick update. Let's see. Well, Sejal, you didn't mention the user test that we did on Friday, but that was exciting. So we did a user test with the latest version of the profile pages, and we got some really positive feedback from one of the professors who got to sort of see her profile page in action, and we came away with it with some good ideas about both some little easy things that we could improve, and kind of a clearer picture of whether what we were doing makes sense, which we think it does, and what the next priorities should be. So that was quite useful. And then let's see, I continued working on trying to fix some of the problems with the chat integration that I've been working on. And then over the weekend, I went to an edit-a-thon, which was one of the many that are being organized this month on the sort of theme of art plus feminism. And this year, this has been going on for a couple of years, but this year they're using the app, using the dashboard as the basis for several hundred different in-person Wikipedia editing events across the world. And so there was one in Seattle that I participated in, and then I've been basically also sort of triaging issues and talking with people who are using it and running into the typical problems of new users not understanding how the system works, especially because it's not been not nearly as much design work has been put into the use case of the global anyone can sort of just create their own thing and get started with its system, versus the one that the Wiki Education Foundation runs, where we have kind of a more staff managed onboarding process. So it was useful in terms of identifying some new bugs and prioritizing some of the most pressing issues for making things clearer to users of how the system works. Well, that's it from me. Anything else we want to add to the Scrum?
Thanks for covering that up. That was really like the user testing. That was the first time I had done that, and it was fun. And also the issues that you mentioned, the design issues, I would like to work on them after I get done with my user profile task.
Cool. Well, great. So, Sejal, thank you so much for your work over the whole internship. I know you're gonna plan on keeping doing work, but this marks like the end of your actual internship, and so I just wanted to say great work, and I'm really happy to have gotten to like work with you on this.
Thank you. I was scared, yeah, that will come up. Like today is the official deadline of it, and the talks will come up. It was like, well, I can't say it was it again because I'll be continuing to work, but I'll still have to sum it up, right? Because it's the last day.
Yeah.
So I have learned a lot, like, and also when it comes to scrums and sharing what you're doing, that really helps. And then I have like summed it up. It's a lot. Like every week brings up something new, right? Like reporting bugs, and then you help me creating issues, and then um, solving my first PR. Like when I had first applied in September, it like that really helped me, because, and that's why I chose like the it wasn't only because of the task. I was very much interested, but then you were very supportive, and that's why it became concrete. Yes, yes, I'll do it. And then I got selected, and I was very much nervous, and also there were few things I wanted to talk about after I'm done with it, because when the official terms, and then you can talk about something that's not official. But I'll wait for that because I still have to complete some of my work. So and a lot, like I remember New Year this year was like getting started, and you had given me some advice. Like you had told me that professionally, like when it comes to my tech work, it's going awesome, and then you had given me some other advice on some other stuff, like writing more blogs and all of that. And that made me start writing my own personal blog, and then having write so many of my blogs which are related to experience with Wikimedia. And I was not much active, but writing really helps. It takes a lot of time in the beginning, because you have to refine it. But yeah, it sure helps. And there's a lot, but and also stuff which I said I'll talk to you when I've actually completed what my designs. I have like the designs are going great, and implementation is, that's why today I had to had to lay the groundwork for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I laid it, because today is the last day, and if I don't lay it, then you might you might have the confusion that she'll complete it or not. And that's why I had to lay that groundwork and open that PR that I will and that's about it. More on it after I actually complete it.
Well, wow, thank you. That was a great wrap up. Cool. Well, this won't be the last time that we talk, but it might be the last time this week.
No, I'll be joining the scrums.
Okay.
Yeah. So that, as I said, I can't say it was at all.
Cool. Great. Well, thank you, Sejal. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yes. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Mike.
Bye-bye.
All right. Let's get down to this. Do you want to recap for me sort of where you are mentally and what your next step is?
Sure. So I basically reviewed what we talked about in our meeting when you gave me the overview, and it looks like the two files that to look in was the campaign controller that set the the programs. I don't know what you call it, module or something, where it did the set presenter, and then inside the views campaigns, it was the programs.html HAML that actually launched the actual the view that this page is on, with the section header, and then the row partial that had, I guess, I guess it's the header and the partial itself that contains everything that we need to add. Okay. So yeah, so where I got stuck was, let me open up my code again, was yeah, I guess it inside programs.html HAML with the render. Yeah, I see it says render courses header stats, and then down below it says render courses /row. I guess that's another way of let me see, I'm trying to get back there, of getting the partial in there, because I'm really not very familiar with the way, I guess, all the different ways of rendering happens. I'm used to just seeing like the underscore and then the partial name inside the code. So it is my thinking on the right track? So the render actually takes the actually, are we still being recorded right now?
We are.
Okay.
I can stop it if you want.
Yeah.